Hey guys, Technometry with the video for you guys. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing the iPad Air 2 on iOS 15 or iPadOS 15 that was recently released with the release of the iPhone 13 lineup, and then two other iPads were released, the mini and the regular 9th generation iPad. But the Air is a special edition one. This is only the second edition one. If you were looking at the latest one, is going to be the fourth generation of it. So this is second generation, then you have third, and then fourth, of course. So this one is actually a really old iPad. If you look at the year that it was released, it was released back in October of 2014 when it first came out with a price tag of $499. But of course now you can actually get this one for a pretty cheap price. If you look on the links that we provide in the description, you could probably score this one for $150 or so, or even less depending on where you look at, but this is discounted heavily. But before we dive into today's video, if you guys are new to our channel, we do a lot of tech news, reviews, and giveaways, so make sure that like and subscribe button. So let's go ahead and talk about the iPad Air 2 on iOS 15. If you haven't updated, you can simply go into settings and then go to software general and then software update, and you'll see that update pop here. As you can see, we're actually a little bit ahead of 15. We're actually a 15.0.2, so because it came out, there was a couple bug fixes Apple released with the .2 version of it, but so far it's been stable since we downloaded. The download experience does take some time. We found out it took about a good of half an hour or so. Again, that's going to be depending on the Wi-Fi that you have. If you have faster Wi-Fi, you may be able to get it installed in 15-20 minutes. If you have a slower Wi-Fi, it could take you somewhere between 45 a minute to an hour. But the update itself, as you can see here, comes with a couple neat features going on. First thing you probably noticed is the default wallpaper. There's a new wallpaper that came out here. That's going to be the default wallpaper coming out. You're going to have things like, for the very first time, are these Apple widgets that weren't possible. Now you're able to get these bigger app widgets added on to the actual screen here, which in the previous version it came out but wasn't available. So now we can add these add widgets to the actual screen here. We can also do multitasking add widgets. So in the notification menus, if you go sideways, you can actually move these around as well. So as you can see here, neat feature here, but it definitely is cool. You're able to also get the update to the UI. As you can see, there's a cleanup of the UI where it used to look a little bit together or sort of clustered. They're more clean in terms of that. You're also going to notice updates to things like the map app. If you look at the map app or have used the map app, you'll probably see that update going on here. As you see here, we get things like guides now that are available and a lot more. You can play around with it. And of course, with the iPad, you're probably not going to be using the map unless you have the Wi-Fi capability or taking it for navigation. But there's definitely gives you ability to like look at different geography, different places to look at here. As you can see here, it definitely gives you that vibrant experience. You're also going to see updates to the weather app as well, which again, it's going to be another neat feature. Updates to the weather app. Safari also has now these tabs now that you can group and do a lot more with this. You can have group tabs, something you probably would want to take a look at. It's finally been updated because we been waiting for that update, and they were able to finally do that update as well. Of course, along with the updates, you're going to have other things in the notification bar. If you haven't looked at it, there's a feature now known as focus mode, which again is a cool feature. If you're really interested in checking it out, you can see that now you can set your iPad to a specific setting, so you can have it to be personal or you can have it to work mode, where it gives you filtered notification based on the mode you select, where in the past it just used to be do not disturb. Of course, there's tons of other feature updates coming through, such as for iMessage, you have updated emojis and memojis to be able to share across platform. When it comes to sharing and connecting, there's also updates to the actual FaceTime. Now you can actually send a link if you're signed in to anyone, whether they have an iPad or if they don't even have an Apple device. They can actually join as long as they have a good internet connection and can get on a browser, and you can now FaceTime literally anyone that has that capability with the internet connection. There's also been updates to Siri as well. If you haven't seen, there's offline Siri that allows you to do faster processing, and you're able to do it on the actual device instead of it going out to the Apple server and doing that. There's going to be other updates that's happening here with it, but overall, so far with the update itself, we have seen that there comes pretty neat update for it. And the thing about this iPad is, although that Apple discontinued this model back in 2017, Apple really hasn't done too much with the Air lineup. Well, the Air line is pretty neat because it's like one of the thinner and lighter version of it with that full body the screen that's bigger than the mini, so it's almost the weight around the mini, but you get that 9.7 display that it has with a 2048 and a 1536 pixel resolution on it. Of course, there is an 8 megapixel camera, and the chipset on it is sort of older. It's a 8X chipset with 2 gigs of RAM. Not great for gaming, but definitely good for your everyday usage if you're using it for a streaming device, watching movies, listening to music, slight browsing, maybe FaceTiming and connecting with other. All of that, you can also use it as one of those side monitor that you have to just look at and browse around as well. So there's a lot going on for this device itself. Originally, it came out with iOS 8, and to be able to get iOS 15, it's kind of mind-blowing to us that this device has been supported for now over 7 years. So one of the longest device that's been supported, and that's the neat part about this device, is that it's been supported for long compared to the counterpart Android tablets. Not that we're bashing on Android tablets in general, you don't get that sort of software updates on it, and that's probably what makes this device one of the more popular devices, I think, because of that software support. And now you're able to use all of your favorite applications, from social media application to browsing and all of that and much more. So none of that, no issues there when it comes to being able to download your favorite app, which you can download right now and go ahead and get started. And because it is supported on 15, most likely it will be around for a couple more years, and it's going to be a relevant device. So this device is not going away, and being able to get it for almost fraction of the cost compared to some of the newer iPads where you're paying $600-700, almost to even $1,000 if you're looking at the Pro line of the iPad Air 2, is definitely a great device to have for your personal and work as well. Of course, there could be a couple updates to the camera itself, which could be done better. But again, this device, if you're using it primarily for the basic stuff, you're probably not going to be taking photography grade photos, so probably won't matter as much. When it comes to battery performance on iOS 15 on the iPad Air 2, you're going to notice the battery hasn't been impacted here that we have done. When we did the update, the battery was around 100% or so. It did update, we charged it up and then did the update itself. We haven't seen any drop in the battery usage overall. The iPad Air 2 has a 7340 mAh battery. Again, that's a battery that gives you, if you're using a 7-8 hours of actual playtime on it. It could be more or less depending on what you're using it for, but overall, for a tablet to be able to last that long, it's pretty good. We think so. It's definitely a good tablet, and that's the case with most of the Apple tablets, is that they're long battery life before they need to be charged. So that's our review of iOS 15 on the iPad Air 2. Hopefully you guys also are looking to upgrade or have upgraded. Want to hear from you guys or your experience upgrading to iOS 15 on your iPad. If you have one, leave a comment in the comment section with your experience. Want to see what you guys have to say as well. Thanks for watching, guys. And if this video is helpful, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. See you guys next time.